Let's talk about NPCs. They are a part of most game experiences and they are usually there to make the game world feel alive and provide useful information to the player, most of the time at least. You might even have tried to talk to them to know more about the character and the world, but historically they tend to repeat themselves a lot. But what if there could be more? What if you could ask them about their day, ask them for their help, tell them to follow you, or simply mess with the stuff to see how they will react? Hey folks, I'm Bruce, senior front-end developer at Inworld, and I'm here to take you through the tutorial to demonstrate some of the possibilities that game devs could explore with our intelligent characters in Unity. First, let's jump into our Inworld studio to create our neighbors. If you don't know Inworld yet, we allow developers to create any character that you can imagine. The characters of your dreams just got real. AI characters have deep memories, lifelike personalities, and engaging conversations. You can build a character in minutes with no code required. This is where we'll configure the characters' personalities, which forms the foundation of how the characters interact with the players. We will be greeted with this in-world sandbox. Click here and change workspace in the sidebar, and then you will create new workspace. Neighborhood in. You just click save, and that's it. Let's give our first character a name. We will click this create new character button. Let's call him Mr. Wilson. Click confirm, and there he is. Not much to see yet, but that is an easy fix. You just have to click here and you will be able to create a new avatar just by clicking this button, where you can select your options, either using a photo or picking a photo from a file or continuing without a photo. Well, I'll go without a photo here. You can choose a pre-made avatar, and I kind of recognize this fellow here. I think I'll use him as a base. What do you think about that? He's quite handsome. And after your avatar is loaded up, you can customize it. You can change the skin tone, you can change the hair, the facial features. So here I'll just give Mr. Wilson a luscious hair. And let's select a gray color for his hair. And let's give him a full beard as well. And give it the same color. And before we move on, let's give him some clothes that match his personality. He's a recluse after all, so how about we give him, let's see if we can find it here. I think this one will fit him perfectly. What do you think about that? At this stage here, you can either enter your email if you want to have control of all the avatars you have created in the Ready Player Me interface, but for now, we don't need to worry about this. I'll just continue without the sign up. And there he is. There's Mr. Wilson in all his glory. Look at him. Isn't he awesome? So if you notice, you can also download the avatar from here or replace the avatar, but you don't need to worry about downloading it. You'll see that in a bit. How about we give him a quick description of who he really is? Next, let's add some tags to the character, like his profession, hobbies, and other traits that define him. Since our game objective is to provide a playground for players to interact with these characters, let's make him a grumpy recluse, the kind that yells at kids to get off of his yard. Let's also add some common knowledge about the items that he has around his garden. This way, he'll know when you kick his dumpster. If you click here, you'll see select common knowledge. No common knowledge configured on this workspace. Okay, so we have to configure our common knowledge in the workspace first so that we can add it to the character. Common knowledge can be given to any character, making it easy to have shared knowledge across multiple characters. We recommend adding essential information that the character should be aware of all times into the core description, while adding all the other information into the facts and the information section. Now we can add our common knowledge and select here Mr. Wilson Yard items. Alright, so now he knows. Next step is to give this character a voice. There are many options to choose from, but don't be scared, you can easily preview them here from the studio. We can adjust the speech rate and make it go faster or slower. You want to make him sound like a chipmunk? We got you covered.
Hi, Mr. Wilson.
So let's pick Walter Wallace. Finally, time to set up our scene. The scenes provide additional context to your character by describing the setting that your characters are in. All we need is a brief description. Let's add a scene into our project as well. And if you click scene, it will be the same case that we had with common knowledge. It will show here select scene. You will click the drop down, no scenes. So we can't add a scene yet. So save Mr. Wilson here and we'll go back into the sidebar. There are scenes here. We'll create our first scene. It's the neighborhood itself. With that done, let's train our character and chat with it. So for the purpose of this recording, I'm not using the microphone input here, but you are totally able to do so. I'm gonna type my text here.
Hey, Bruce, how are you doing? No, and I don't care to. It's too noisy and there are too many people. It's much nicer here in my yard all by myself. I never said that. I just said that it's quieter and more peaceful here in my own yard. I can do what I want, when I want, without anybody bothering me. And don't let the door hit you on the way out.
For the purpose of this demo, I'm gonna create 2 more characters, so our neighborhood feels more alive, and I'll also add them to our scene here. And we could add more if we want to. With that done, I think it's time for us to move to Unity. Alright, so welcome into Unity. We are with a demo project here that is already open and already has the Inworld package installed. But if you want to install this to your own project, it's quite simple. You just go into the Inworld Studio website and then here you will click on the Integrations tab. From here you will see the logos of both Unreal, Unity and Node.js SDKs. You can click to read the documentation that we have and you can follow the steps. They are quite simple and quite straightforward here. It's very well documented, so you will be guided through all of the steps. In our case here, what we want from the integration step will be the API keys, and also we want to generate a new Unity Studio login token, and you'll see why just in a bit. So let's go back here into Unity, and we do have some configuration for the API keys. Sometimes it's required for you to add those informations. So you can find it under the folder resources, API keys, then you can click the object here and add your own key and secret, which you will find here at the Inworld integrations page. So you can copy these and paste it to the application, but that's not over yet. The only other part that we're missing here right now is that we need to go to the Inworld menu that we will see here after installing the package, and you have two options here. We want to open the studio panel, and upon opening the studio panel, this is what you'll see. Welcome to Inworld AI. Please select Inworld scene or characters, and then you can select a scene, and each scene will give you a list of characters. Since I'm not logged in, it will give me by default the Celeste character here in the Celeste spaceship, and we can add a player controller to Unity scene. That's really handy. But we want to log in and get Mr. Wilson and the other NPCs here. So how do we do this? Upon clicking the login button, you will see, please paste the auth token here. And then it gives us the instructions to go into the studio.inworld.ai and choose generate Unity Studio login token in the integrations tab. So okay, do not make confusion with this, because we do have a API key, an API secret, and this is a login token. So that's what we need. So we need 3 of those informations, but the login token we will add like this. So let me get Unity back here and I'll paste it, and then I'll hit login here. And with that, we are logged in. We can select the workspace that we want. So in this case, it's neighborhood. And here it might ask for keys for the scene. Then you just select these and voila, here are our characters. Look at them. So now we just have to bring them into Unity. Upon clicking them, you'll see that they are already in the folder here, avatars. But here from the folder, I believe that we can just drag and drop our little Mr. Wilson there. And then we can drop Shirley there. And let's drop Bradley somewhere around here. Hey there, Bradley.
Hey.
What's going on?
Great. Just another day in suburbia.
Have seen anything interesting around?
Yeah, I saw a UFO yesterday.
Oh wow. It was during the night or the day?
It was during the day.
And were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared. I was excited.
Hey Shirley, what's up?
Hello.
How's business going?
Business is going great. I just released a new fashion line and it's been doing really well.
Alright. And have you ever thought of doing fashion clothing for Barbies?
Well, that's a great idea. I actually have been thinking about designing a clothing line for Barbie dolls. I think it would be a lot of fun and I know that there is a market for it. I'm going to have to give it some more thought though. Thanks for the suggestion.
Don't forget about sharing 50% with me.
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Well, I gave you the idea, so it's only fair, right?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm sure whatever it is, it's not as important as my new fashion line.
Hey, Mr. Wilson, how's life?
Hi, I'm feeling like a boss. It's sunny out.
Oh, so you like sunny days?
No, I don't like the sun. It's too bright and it makes me sweat.
Do you prefer rainy days instead?
No, I don't like rainy days either. I don't like getting wet.
What about snowy days?
I love snowy days. It's so beautiful when the snow is falling.
Oh, so you are a winter person.
No, I'm not a winter person. I just like the way the snow looks.
And what about your garbage pails? Have those kids bothered you again?
How do you know about my garbage pails?
Well, they are all over the sidewalk over there.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
You forgot about them?
No, I didn't forget about them.
So thanks for the chat, Mr. Wilson. Talk to you later. So here we are back at Inworld Studio, and this time we wanna start messing around with a few concepts. Here in the interface you can go into Mr. Wilson again, and as you can see I have added a few bits of description in other fields that I haven't talked about, like motivations, facts and knowledge, giving him some wacky beliefs, other things like dialogue style, just so that he has some more information that he can use to create this character, to shape up this character a little bit more for us. But what I want to show you right now is here in the experimental features there's something very interesting, which is the goals and actions, which you can toggle here. With our goals and action systems, you can create all kinds of reactions from the character based on player actions or game events. And keep in mind that the name that you create will also be the name of the trigger. The only difference is that we are going to have that name being transformed to lowercase, and spaces will be substituted by underscores. So in this case, I will create a goal called get out. And as you can see, the event ID here is get out. And we can mark for invoke conversation upon the trigger activation. And we can add an instruction here. The instruction here is yell at, and then we are going to open curly braces. We have to do it type under here curly braces, which is the person that is talking to him, to get out of his yard. And that should do it. So where do you use these? How do we use these? So for the case of Unity, you can go back into the documentation and you have some clues here. And also we have here some information on the character data, and this is interesting. This is a script, and here you have a drop-down menu which says triggers. Okay, so we can use these triggers, the list of triggers that you set in Inworld Studio. So those would be the triggers that we would be using there. So going back to Unity here, Mr. Wilson, you'll see that here you won't find the trigger section available right away, because it's actually under the script here. So we have to click the script, and then it will open in the inspector here, and then we have our triggers, and here I have added get out. Then the only thing that is left for us is to activate this trigger whenever we do something that we want to, that will activate this trigger, like colliding with the trash cans here, for instance. So let's say that we go and collide with these trash cans, Mr. Wilson will start yelling at us from here. So those are the things that you should look out for when implementing goals and actions and using triggers in Unity. I hope this helps, and whenever you are in doubt, we have our documentation here. You can check it and you can find some hints on how to implement this on your game, and you can refer here to every part that we make available there for use with our package. Goals and actions are, in a nutshell, a way to direct the performance of your actor. You can also make these triggers launch into specific emotional states, like making him really angry when he steps in his yard. As you can see, it's quick and easy to start creating characters and add all sorts of responsive interactions using our Inworld's integrations and studio without the need of hiring voice actors or writing dialogue. And we don't need to stop there. You can add all sorts of wacky interactions. Your imagination is the limit. I hope this quick demo gave you a few ideas on how to explore our product and how to bring your games to the next level of interactivity. I can't wait to see what you will do with it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.